everybody, and welcome back to day 2 of Bolt VBS. We've already had some seriously wacky fun, but we're not finished yet. I hope you're ready to get a little bit wet today, because we're literally going to be soaking in God's Word. Before we get started though, I want to do something really cool with you. I'm going to show you an image in just a second. When I show it to you, I want you to focus on the 4 dots in the middle for about 30 seconds. Keep staring at the 4 dots until I tell you to stop. When the image goes away, close your eyes and then tell me what you see. You're doing great. Keep staring at the 4 dots for a little bit longer. Okay, now close your eyes and keep them closed until I tell you to open them. Do you see something? What is it? Isn't that so cool? It's a picture of Jesus. That's what today is all about, keeping your eyes focused on Jesus. Because if you do that, you'll be able to see Jesus even in the middle of your darkest times. Okay, open your eyes again. Here's the best part. We get to learn that by playing some amazingly fun games. In fact, I think we should get started. So come on, let's bolt!
Welcome, everybody, to BSTN, Bolt Sports Television Network. My name is David Roush, and this is my co-anchor, Tim the Tooth Fairy Woodrum. Tim, why do they call you the Tooth Fairy?
Well, David, once again, they don't. You just called me that for the very first time.
How about that? And another big welcome to all of you viewers at home. Thank you for joining us for today's broadcast of the world's most popular water sport. No, I'm not talking about surfing or swimming or even Marco Polo. I'm talking about a sport called soaked.
That's right, David. There's been a tidal wave of interest in this sport ever since Michael Phelps left his career in swimming in order to compete as a soaked pro athlete. And joining me today to talk about his new career is Michael Phelps.
Wait a second. Are you serious? You got us an interview with Michael Phelps, the gold medal swimmer?
What? No, we don't have that kind of budget. Michael Phelps is also the name of a dolphin.
A dolphin? Tim, no, you're not doing this again. You're not going to pretend like the dolphin is talking just like you did last week with the sloth.
First of all, I deny ever doing that. Second, okay, maybe I did it once. And third, no, nobody tells Michael Phelps what to say. He's got a mind of his own. So if you don't mind, I'd like to ask him a few questions. Michael Phelps, thank you for joining us. In your opinion, do you think David is a better sports announcer than me? Do you think I'm better? And I'm more handsome too, right? Thank you for your time, Michael Phelps. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Dolphins don't lie.
I don't know. This seems fishy to me. But we're out of time. It looks like today's match is about to begin. Let's join Casey down on the field as she explains how the competition works.
All right, athletes, you know how this game works. You're gonna lay side by side. On one side is a bin full of water. On the other side is an empty bin. As fast as you can, you have to move all of the water from one bin to the other using only a sponge. Do you understand the rules?
Yes, ma'am!
All right, athletes, let's get in position.
Ready, set, go!
Go, Jake! Go, 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 go! Bring it back, quick, quick, quick! Oh, Aaron, you're so wet! Go, 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 go! Go, go! Doggy! Doggy, dog! Hot
That was truly a battle of champions. And now, for those of you watching at home, it's your turn to play.
That's right, Tim. When I say so, press pause on the video. Then go play Soaked for yourself. You can play together as one team and time yourself, or if you have enough people, you can split into multiple teams and race against each other. When you're finished, though, don't rest just yet, because there are even more games for you to play. When all of the games are finished, grab a snack, open your Bibles to the verses on the screen, and read them together. After that, press play again and join us in progress. Are you ready? It's time to bolt in 3, 2, 1, press pause.
Hi everyone, I'm Leslie Lewis and welcome to Vacation Bible School. It's so weird having to do everything on video. I actually work in a school and I have to do this for school too, and it's very strange. But I hope you're all doing well and having a wonderful day. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about myself. I have been lucky enough to help out with Vacation Bible School for lots of years, and I have gotten the chance to be a group leader. And one of my favorite things to do is to meet all the new people and get all of the children involved in all the great songs and the actions that go with the songs. I love to sing, and so it's really fun to try to get everybody to participate in all those things. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I wanted to talk a little bit about today's Bible lesson. Today's Bible lesson is from Matthew chapter 14, verses 22 to 33, I believe. And this is where Jesus had just spoken with a crowd of people, and he asks his disciples to get into a boat and go out into the water. And Jesus goes to pray for a little bit while some of his disciples are in a boat. And he comes back to the disciples after praying and thinking, and he's walking on the water toward the boat. And it's windy, and the waves are slapping the boat around, and the wind sort of quiets down, and Jesus walks toward the disciples. And they at first think that there's a ghost coming toward them, and they're a little bit scared and nervous, but then they realize that it's Jesus. And one of the disciples, Peter, decides to get out of the boat and walk toward Jesus. And Jesus says, "Come." And Peter gets out of the boat and takes that first very courageous step outside of the boat to go toward Jesus, and is walking toward Jesus on the water as well, and starts to sink because he gets a little nervous because the wind is blowing, and the wind is starting to act up again. And Jesus reaches out for his hand and says, "Come." And he says to Peter, "O ye of little faith," because he is trying to make sure that the disciples believe who Jesus really is, that he is the Son of God. And I think that sometimes people look at this and look at Peter as being kind of a coward and not very faithful. But I think it took a lot of courage and a lot of faith to take that very first step that he did to get out of the boat. So I think that the way that we can relate this to our everyday lives is that we have to be courageous and faithful, and believe in God and believe in Jesus, and follow, sometimes take that very first step that is often very scary. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I hope that seeing us online is a little bit helpful, even though we can't meet in person yet. And I can't wait to the day that we can all get together again, and I can sing with some of you and dance with some of you and have lots of fun. Best wishes. God bless you all, and have a terrific day.
Oh, hey, you're back. So I'm guessing that by now you really understand why the game is called Soaked. In fact, some of you probably got more water on you than you did in the bowl. Believe it or not, there's a guy in the Bible who totally understands what that feels like. His name is Peter. And in today's Bible story, Peter gets soaked. In the Bible, in Matthew 14, Jesus told his disciples to get into a boat and to sail to the other side of the Sea of Galilee. While they sailed away, Jesus went up to a mountainside by himself to pray. Later that night, a huge storm moved in, and the wind and the waves started pounding the boat. The boat rocked up and down as the seawater splashed over and over in the disciples' faces. They were starting to feel a bit seasick, but more than that, they were afraid that they were about to become fish food. Hour after hour, the disciples rowed the boat, but it wasn't gently down a stream. It was through a raging sea, and they were getting nowhere fast. Just when it started to look hopeless, though, the disciples saw something strange. Something or someone was walking towards them. The disciples started to totally freak out. They yelled, "It's a ghost!" But it wasn't a ghost. It was Jesus. And he was walking on the water. Jesus called out to the disciples, "I'm not a ghost. It's me, Jesus. Don't be afraid." One of the disciples, named Peter, yelled back through the storm, "If it's really you, Jesus, tell me to come to you on the water." So that's exactly what Jesus did. "Come," he said. So Peter got out of the boat and he walked on the water towards Jesus. But just then, the wind started blowing again. When Peter saw the wind, he became super scared and began to sink into the water. Soaking wet, Peter reached out toward Jesus and cried, "Lord, save me!" Right away, Jesus reached out his hand and caught Peter. Jesus said, "Your faith is so small, Peter. Why did you doubt me?" Jesus pulled Peter out of the water and into the boat. Right then, the storm instantly stopped and the wind died down. Once again, the disciples had seen Jesus perform a miracle. So they worshiped him and they said, "You really are the Son of God."
Welcome one and welcome all to the BSTN coverage of professional indoor origami. Once again, my name is David Rausch and this is my co-anchor, Tim Woodrum. Tim, yesterday we saw a masterful performance by our paper folding athlete. Do you think he can top it with today's performance?
Well, let's hope so. Today, our origami athlete will be competing to create a paper boat.
Now, viewers at home, remember that you too can participate in the origami action. For today's event, you only need nimble fingers and a square piece of paper. The paper can be any color, including white. And if at any time you need to pause or rewind the video, including right now, don't hesitate to do so.
Well, David, our origami athlete looks like he is smoldering for some foldering. Let's go now to courtside and watch the action unfold.
Once again, we join Hans Henderson from Germany. This time I'm told that he will be attempting to make an origami boat out of a single piece of paper.
David, I think now would be a good time to remind our viewers that Hans is a professional and they should not try this at home.
No, Tim, they should try this at home. That's the whole point of this. Hans begins with a power fold right down the middle of the paper, hot dog style.
Boy, that really makes me hungry for a hot dog. Is that a hot dog vendor right there? Hey, hot dog man, one dog please.
Tim, not now. Sorry about that, folks. Hans opens the paper to reveal a cross pattern. Corner fold to the center.
Get your hot dogs! Get your
Flattens down the edge.
dogs!
Now a second corner fold to the center of the paper.
Look at that precision. No one has hands like Hans Anderson.
You can say that again, Tim.
No, David, I probably can't.
Now a third corner fold to the center to form what looks like an envelope.
For the kids watching at home, an envelope is what old people used to send emails with.
Now we're closing up the envelope with corner number 4 to the center. You mentioned it before, Tim. Would you look at the precision of that square? And here comes one of Hans's trickier moves. He folds one corner back away from the center, leaving a crease near the edge. Folds it down flat. And now he does it again on the other side, but this time leaving a little more space between the crease and the edge.
I'll tell you, there is nothing quite like origami, David. Did you know that the word origami is actually a Swedish word, meaning, will you buy me a meatball?
No, Tim, that's definitely not right. Origami is a Japanese word that means the art of folding paper into the likeness of objects.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Hans has folded the entire square in half, and now he folds one corner to the bottom edge, following the old crease. Flattens that edge. And now he folds the other corner in the same way. Again, flattening down that edge. Now one last small, slightly angled fold toward the middle. And look what we have here, folks! Are my eyes deceiving me, or is that a boat?
Holy origami tsunami! Look at it riding those waves. You can tell it's a boat by the way it looks like a boat.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Tim. And there you have it, folks. That does it for today's broadcast of Professional Indoor Origami. Join us again tomorrow for another masterful performance by the origami superstar, Hans Henderson. And once again, happy folding, friends!
Hey guys, welcome to Arts and Crafts. Today, we're going to be making miniature boats. So you're going to find a little bag like this in your VBS drive-thru bags. And you're going to take out all your pieces and paint them whatever color you'd like. I'll put that over here. And I already have my pieces done. So you take the body of the boat and you put the little flag in the hole right there. And then you take one of the rubber bands and put it on the little knobs right there. And then you take this piece, which is made by taking these two rectangles and fitting them together. And you stick one of the legs inside of the rubber bands, and you put one more rubber band over there. And then you can twist it, and when you put it in the water, it will start to drive itself. Have a great time. Bye.
Isn't that amazing? Jesus should have been sinking, but instead he floated big time. In fact, he didn't just float, he walked on water. Not only that, he helped Peter do the same thing. For a few incredible moments, Peter stepped out of the boat and walked on the water with Jesus. But then Peter did something that caused him to sink. He took his eyes off of Jesus. He focused on the storm around him and he started to doubt. And when he did that, Peter got soaked. Soaked. Does that remind you of anything? Imagine that the sponge in the game that you played is kind of like a problem that you face in life. When you focus on your problems and hold on to them, you get soaked with worry and fear. And the tighter you hold on to those problems, the more soaked you get. We all face big problems sometimes. For Peter, it was the wind and the waves. But for us, it might be something like our parents getting divorced or getting into a big fight with our friend. When big problems like these come up, it's easy to do what Peter did. It's easy to put all your focus on the problem instead of looking to Jesus. When you do that, though, you start to sink in doubt and you get soaked with worry and fear. You know, that makes me think of a question. After I ask the question, I want you to pause the video and talk about it with the people around you. When you're finished, you can press play again. Okay, here's my question. What's a problem that you have that you need to trust Jesus with? Press pause and discuss. I'll bet you all have some pretty serious problems that you're wrestling with. Whenever I'm wrestling with a problem, there's a verse in the Bible that I like to remember. In fact, let's memorize it together. Are you ready? Say this with me. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. Nice job! Let's do it again, but this time some of the words are going to disappear. Say it with me again. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. That was really good. Let's do it again, but this time more of the words are going to disappear and you're going to say it without me. Are you ready? Go ahead and say it. Let's do it one more time, but this time all of the words are going to disappear. Are you ready? Say it one last time. Instead of being soaked in worry and fear, soak yourself in God's word. Whenever you face a problem, say that verse out loud. It helps you to stop focusing on your problem and helps you focus on Jesus. You might not understand how he's going to help you, but if you trust in him with all your heart, he will, because Jesus cares about you and he has power over all of your problems.
Day 2, hey everybody! I'm Ben Calhoun from Citizen Way, and we are on the VBS Day 2 of Awesomeness. Here we go. We're going to sing another song. Yesterday we talked about Bulletproof, the armor of God. He is a lamp to our feet, light unto our path. We can listen to God. Today it's all about this. We can focus on Jesus. See, Peter walked on the water. Amazingly, he went to walk on the water. That's what the Bible says. It happened supernaturally, and I believe it. And so I wrote a song about it, and I thought we would be able to sing it together. I'm here in my studio, you're here at home, so let's do it together. Here we go. This one's called Wave Walker. Here we go. 1, 2, a little bit faster. Yeah. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ow! How's it so simple? Faith like a child. Give you an inch, you take me a mile. I feel the wind rush and the thunder roll. Yeah, 2 feet on the water, only one way to go. Yeah, I don't gotta be afraid no more, no, 'cause I know you're up through the storm. I'm more than just a talker. I'm a wave walker. I'm dancing on water. When the devil tries to shake me, I'll just pray harder. Even in my darkest hour, got Holy Ghost power. When I keep my eyes upon you, Jesus, I'm a wave walker. Yeah, when I keep my eyes upon you, Jesus, I'm a wave walker. Oh, I go over my fears, over my doubt, yeah. The supernatural feels so natural now, yeah. I don't gotta be afraid no more, yeah, 'cause I know you're up through the storm. I'm more than just a talker, I'm a wave walker, wave walker. I'm dancing on water. When the devil my darkest hour. Got Holy Ghost power. Then keep my eyes upon you, Jesus. I'm a wave walker. Yeah, oh, oh, whoa, oh, oh. When I keep my eyes upon you, Jesus, I'm a wave walker. Yeah, you will make a way when it feels like there's no way. Yeah. So I will walk by faith, 'cause you will make a way. I'm a wave walker, I'm dancing on water. When the devil tries to shake me, I just pray harder. Even in my darkest hour, got Holy Ghost power to keep my eyes upon you, Jesus. I'm a wave walker, I'm dancing on water. When the devil tries to shake me, I just pray harder. Even in my darkest hour, got Holy Ghost power. Keep my eyes upon you, Jesus. I'm a wave. Yeah, you will make a way. It feels like there's no way. So I'm gonna walk by faith, 'cause you will make a way. Wave walker, wave walker, wave walker, wave walker, wave walker, wave walker, wave walker.
Last time.
Hi everyone, welcome to music class. We're going to start with a new song called My God is So Great. So here are the words. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. And then we'll clap twice. Try it with me, here we go. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. One more time. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. All right, let's try singing it. Here we go. Here we go. My God is so great. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. The next words are, the mountains are His. Say that with me. The mountains are His. The rivers are His. Say that one more time. The rivers are His. Very good. The stars are His handiwork too. Say that with me. The stars are His handiwork too. Let's say that whole verse. The mountains are His. The rivers are His. The stars are His handiwork too. One more time. The mountains are His. The rivers are His. The stars are His handiwork too. Let's try singing it. The mountains are His. The rivers are His. The stars are His handiwork too. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. Let's try the whole thing. Here we go. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. We decide now to follow Jesus. No turning back, no turning back. Great job, everyone. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Jesus gave it to me. I'm gonna let it shine. Jesus gave it to me. I'm gonna let it shine. Jesus gave it to me. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Great job, everybody.
We don't have to be afraid anymore. Thanks to Jesus, we are all wave walkers, and we know that He'll walk with us through the storm. So when something scary happens or when life gets rough, keep your eyes on Jesus. Well, that's it for today, but there's still more to come. Do you want to see a preview of tomorrow's game? Okay, watch close because it's going to happen fast.
Come on. Nice. Good placement.
I told you it was going to be fast. If you want to see the rest of the game and play it for yourself, well, join me tomorrow so we can bolt into action one more time. In the meantime, thanks for joining us. Bye.